and I'm here today to talk to you about fibromyalgia. You may notice that I am recording this from my truck. That is because I'm one of a million Americans that lives on the other side of the digital divide, meaning that I'm a rural American whose only choice for internet is satellite, and it comes with data usage limits. So I run out of data within the first few days of the service month. So here we go. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2000, and that sent me on a perilous journey through the medical establishment, where I was told that there was no known cause and no cure. How convenient for the medical establishment. They can keep me a patient for the rest of my life and not help me in any way, shape, or form. That's very convenient for them. So, after decades of trying their drugs and them not helping me at all and my condition getting worse, I walked away. I walked away from being on methadone and Percocet in order to get through the day. That's how much pain I was in. And I was tired of being treated like a criminal, and I was tired of my gut not working because I was on opiates. And I was tired of being in pain anyway and drugged at the same time. So I just walked away. And as soon as the opiates left my system, my real symptoms began to come back. And the first thing I noticed was I had a stomach ache, and then I realized I've had this stomach ache my whole life. So I said to myself, maybe this is something I'm eating. And I started researching and found out that gluten is pretty high up there in terms of intolerances. So I said, well, I'm just going to try not eating gluten and just see how it makes me feel. Just give it a try. And I was amazed at how much better I felt immediately. After the second gluten-free meal, my stomach ache went away, and it's never come back. After 3 days, my peripheral neuropathy in my arms and legs, what they called idiopathic, that went away. I like to joke that they call it idiopathic because they're idiots and they can't figure out why I had it. But that was gone. And then gradually over time, my pain started to wane. And it's been three years now. I no longer have any symptoms of IBS. I no longer have constant migraines. I used to get about 2 a week. Those are gone. I also had other strange symptoms, like I felt cold all the time. I just couldn't get warm. That's gone. And then another symptom I had was I'm very, very strong-willed, so I kept exercising, even though it was extraordinarily difficult. I would walk every day, and after my 20-minute walk, it felt like I had run a marathon. So that's gone too. In addition, once I added a high-quality probiotic to my regimen, I began to really drop weight. So I've lost about 60 pounds so far in about a year. So let's break down fibromyalgia, because you can cure yourself from it. You absolutely can. You have that power. Don't believe your doctors, because they don't know what they're talking about. Okay? That's what I want to do here today, is give you hope, because I used to be you. And I used to have loved ones who were really worried for me and wanted me to get better. So if you're someone with fibromyalgia, or if you love someone with fibromyalgia, please continue to listen to this video. Alright, so fibromyalgia, if you look at the symptoms of it, overall muscle and joint pain, neurological symptoms like migraines, headaches, idiopathic neuropathy, and things like feeling cold all the time, IBS, all of those things are part of the fibromyalgia cluster. So if you have these type of symptoms, if you really look at them, they are symptoms of you being slowly poisoned. All of them, every single one of them, is a symptom of slow poisoning. So, as a fibromyalgia patient, if you really want to get better, it's up to you to find out what's poisoning you. Start researching. What are the biggest things that people are reacting to and not digesting well? Gluten was it for me. Milk is the big one too. Dairy products, eggs, nuts, things like that. And also foods that your ancestors never ate. So foods that have recently been introduced into your diet or your people's diet. So that's a big thing to look at too. What the medical establishment does when they diagnose you with fibromyalgia is they put you in a box, the fibromyalgia box, and then everything from then on is explained by that box. You no longer need to be listened to as a patient, and you no longer need to be helped in any way. They will throw drugs at you to cover up your symptoms and never help you actually get better. That's the reality of how the medical establishment in America will treat fibromyalgia, and does routinely treat fibromyalgia. So let's look at the drugs that they throw at you. Well, there's opiates that they throw at you to relieve your pain, because it's an extremely painful condition, extremely. But there's also things that, like Lyrica or Neurontin or gabapentin, that they throw at you, and that is to cover up your nerves responding to you being poisoned. So if you look at the fibromyalgia condition and you look at the commercials on TV for Lyrica, this is what they say. Here's the direct quote. Fibromyalgia is thought to be the result of overactive nerves. Okay? That's the quote. Let's look at this deeper. Why are the nerves overactive? Why isn't the medical establishment the slightest bit curious about why the nerves are overactive? Why do they just want to cover it up and not help you get better? These are questions that deserve to be answered. So, fibromyalgia is thought to be, not proven, not definitively known to be, the result of overactive nerves. Well, nerves don't just suddenly become overactive for no apparent reason. There's always a reason, and the reason is you're being poisoned. So, it's your job as a fibromyalgia patient to find out what is poisoning you and eliminate it from your diet. Eventually you'll be able to get off. Don't be afraid of getting off these drugs. They're not helping you. The only thing they do is cover your symptoms up. I know the symptoms suck, but it's up to you to make you better. The medical establishment's never going to help you do that with anything chronic, really. So, good luck to you. I've done it. If you have questions and you want to ask me anything about how I did it, I'm available on Facebook. My name is Kira Young. I have a blog called Psychopaths in Charge, and I have a Twitter account, kyoung4. You can follow me on there. You can ask me questions there, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to do a lot more of these informational videos to help others who are suffering. Thanks a lot for listening.